Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're putting the new Watcon Quick Steering System with a new set of bars and handle grips and throttle on the 2022 Superjet. I'll show you the this is the parts of the Watcon Quick Steering System. As well as a new set of 4-degree bars that are kind of like more like the stock setup with instead of straight handle bars. I also got a set of ODI extreme grips and a cast aluminum black throttle. So what we're going to do here is, first off, we're going to take off the stock storage bag, so we can get access to all the bolts. We'll take off the handlebars here, as well as this is the plate that you can see the quick steer system. There's a lot of slop in the stops there, as well as it's not fully engaging the throttle. The stock storage bag, which I really like to keep ropes in, my wallet and cell phone while I'm riding. You know, I know a lot of people don't like things on the handlebar bar pull, but I do. We use a 4.0 millimeter Allen key, as well as there's a clip on the bottom side of the bag, just like a regular seatbelt. Right, so we got the stock bag, storage bag off. It does have a front clip on the underside of the storage bag right here. It did cover up that beautiful tuning fork logo of Yamaha though. What we are going to do is remove the 4 Phillips screws on the bottom side of the cover of the handle pole connection system, as well as there's 2 more Phillips screws here for the start-stop switch, as well as 2 still 4.0 millimeter ones for the throttle. And we'll plastic chin pad removed, both on over the mounts here and in the front. You can see the steering shift cable. We're going to remove that, and you can see how much play we got. And then to remove this steering cable, you pull this towards you, and then you lift up. Keep the replace the bars at the same time. I'm decided not to remove this. And then there is this plastic piece here on the bottom. It does have those 3 push pins in to get to the bottom bolt on the underside. You push the center of these push pins in, and then you pull the whole thing out. Revealing the bottom side bolt of the thing. These bolts here are double nutted 17 millimeter nuts. We'll remove both of them, and then the plate with the handlebars should fully remove. We're going to get our grips on. Right here we have the ADA bars. They're 27 inches long. They do have that 4-degree bend here, right here in the middle. So it's kind of more in the stock. There's no really, what we're doing today here is getting our grips installed, as well as our throttle. We'll mount it to the plate, and then we can just put the whole thing on our steering system as one unit. You see that the bolts here, we're gonna mount these on the underside. And then, so the bar's gonna be sitting like this. And obviously this is the throttle side. This is the start-stop switch here on the left. And then we are using the ODI clamp-on grips. ODI stands for Observe, Design, and Innovate. They make a lot of grips for BMX, mountain bikers, snowmobilers, and all ATVers, and of course jet skiers. And they use this clamp-on system here. You put these little earmuffs on each side of the grip, and then you don't need to use glue or anything. They're going to be secured by Allen screws right here on both sides of the grip, and then we'll have a little plug on the end for the logo. So the first part of the grips on each side is we're installing this, what they call a lockjaw collar. It has right here, it has 2 little ear muffs on both sides of that, and then we're going to snap that over on the grip here. There's kind of raised indentations here on each side, and the holes of the grip for this lockjaw is going to snap in place, and then we will put the Allen screw through the hole there on both sides of the. All right, guys, so we have all the lock jaws installed on both sides of the grip. The interior of the grip for this extreme grip, you see the little raised indentation. We're going to put that on the inside of the handlebar, and then we got the end cap installed on the end of the grip as well. We did put the Allen screw here at the bottom side where there's less indentation, per the logo of what was listed online. All right, guys, so we got all 4 Allen bolts installed using our 2.5mm T-handle. We'll probably have to wait until we get it fully mounted up to get these grips sitting perfectly level with this indentation here and feeling really good for the hands. We'll put our little chin strap here on next. So this chin strap went on very easy. Just a little foam insert here. Slide it over the bars. Slide this little black vinyl piece over, and obviously, depending on whether you want to look at how you want to look at that logo, hold up the bars on how you're going to be looking at it on the ski. All right, guys, so we are on to the next step where we're going to mount the handlebars to the steering plate. I did take off the chin pad because that is going to get in the way of installing our mount, the Rock County jet ski. If you see the logo there, that does go to the top, and of course this for the little ball pivot connecting to the steering cable does connect on the right side on the throttle side. So we'll get into that now. These bolts here mount over the top, just like here. The top side of this does go on the top, and then we're removing these Allen screws with a 5.0 Allen screw T-handle. All right, guys, so we got a little bit more coarse boards than we really wanted for that. The bars were a little bit thicker here, plus you know, you don't know exactly where to put it on the curvature, especially on these 4-degree bend bars. We do have the Rock County jet ski logo here up on the top, as well as the quick pivot thing on the throttle side. We did remove this, the chin pad, and then we kind of just spun it around to get the perfect logo. And of course we did put blue Loctite on. We did have to use a socket wrench with a 5.0mm head on it, just to get a little bit more torque so that the full bar supports on the top fully latch down on that steering plate assembly. So unfortunately, we did run into a little bit more issues than we would have liked here, but it's all good, and we're ready to go on to the next step. Thank you, guys, welcome back. So we are actually on step number 1 of the install of this Watcon Quick Steer system. So this is the steering plate mount. We're going to drill the 4 holes onto the black stock steering mount. You can see 4 recessed holes here. They give us 4 bolts with washers. As you can see, the heads on these are what they call the pan end, and they're kind of recessed. So the bolts here, 4 of them are going flush here. Put the washer and the nut on the back side. All 4 of these bolts are M6 by 1.0mm threads. So, all right, so we've mounted the steering plate here to the stock black mounting thing. We're using one of them as a hole. We're going to drill 1 hole, tighten it down, and then we're going to draw the 3 remaining holes. I've put a box here and clamps to try to keep the plate as a template in place, as well as catch some of the shavings. Got the steering plate mounted with all 4 bolts drilled onto this stock aluminum bracket here, and then got all 4 of them installed there. The perfect drill bit size was 15/64 inches, and of course use blue Loctite on all the underside of the bolt with the nuts and washers on the bottom side, and then nothing on the top. We'll move on to the next step. Okay, so the next steps were to install the thrust washer, install the bearing, and then install the washer, the second washer over the top of it, and install this big O-ring on here into the lip of the O-ring, and then we're going to coat everything with marine grease. So alright, so we're moving on to the final steps here. We're going to install the steering plate with the Rock County Jet Ski logo on the front, towards the top. Logo's here, and the brackets there. We are going to install our bearing. Bearing goes over there. It's a little tight. All right, then we are going to install our O-ring on the underside of the cap here. This is the cap, this is the O-ring, and then this is all going to go over that. And there's a grease step here, but that's kind of tough to do with filming, so I'll show the next step after this. All right, so there was actually 2 O-rings at the top of this seal. There's one large one at the bottom, and then there's one in the middle here up at the top that's much smaller. We re-greased everything. We put the castle nut on there, and we tightened it with the 16mm wrench here to a certain amount of what they call desired steering wheel tensionness. So as you tighten that castle nut down, your steering here is going to get tighter or looser. So you just find what feels comfortable to you. Make sure this castle nut is tightened, and then we're going to insert the cotter pin appropriately to lock it in place. And we're also going to put the steel ball mount here on one of the holes, and we're going to adjust it all the way out so that the steering cable is just perfect and not over tensioning itself. All right, so we did install the steering cable ball mount. It does take a 10mm thing. It was on the end of the 4th hole here for maximum effort, and we did blue Loctite it in place. All right, so this is the start stop switch. We took it off, and there's a little nub here that is used in a centering hole on the stock bars. You could either drill a new hole on the bars or just grind it off. I ground it off with a Dremel tool with just a sanding bit. Pew! Alright guys, so I ended up putting on the stock throttle. I was having some issues with the install on that, so, and plus today's a vacation day, so I'm gonna go try out this new steering system on the water. So I put the stock throttle back on. We got the start stop switch. We got the cables all routed. Alright guys, so we finished up the install. The chin bars here. No stock cover over that. Got the plastic cover back on in the storage bag, just how I like it. So let's go rip it.